What is going on, everyone? My name's Boit, and I'm back with some more Age of Mythology, the Titans action spawning in the left side of the map in the blue color, playing as Ra. His name is Kenz. Kenzi Murphy. His opponent today in the red color, playing as Poseidon. His name is BatuhaNN with capital N's. I don't know how I'm supposed to pronounce the capital N's, and if I'm saying it wrong, I'm saying it wrong. It is what it is. Anyways, onwards and upwards. This is the Baldr's tournament. Baldr's Betrayal? Baldr's Betrayal. A little bit of, what's that word? There's a word for it. I don't know. It's not an onomatopoeia, but you know what? You know, it's a thing. Anyways, this is still the first round of this group stage. The group stage works like this. Each group has got a best of 3 to play. Each player in the group has got 1 to play, and then the losers will go into the losers and play that, as well as the finalists will go into the finals and play that, and then obviously there will be a losers final, and the top 2 who finish in, so the top 2 will who get 2 wins each. Whoever gets 2 wins each will end up being able to go on to the next round of the tournament, which I believe is a knockout stage. So it's nice. Everyone gets a kind of lifeline in the original stage of this tournament. And in the end, you have to win 2 games only to get to go on to the next stage. So we'll see how it's all going to go. But Frozen Wastes is the map. Again, I'm using I'm trying a new observer style for this tournament. So if you guys hate it, I'm sorry, because that's what we're going to be using until I'm finished with this group stage. So you're at least going to see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 series in this style. And you can flame me every single time if you hate it, or you can say, yay, it's great if you don't hate it. So we'll see what the kind of response is going to be. Anyways, onwards and upwards. We are seeing a very, very early movement out here from our main man, Kenz Murphy, moving out into the middle of the map to grab these walrus. Super aggressive against his Poseidon opponent, but what he's done with finding this is actually found this settlement, which is really close to these walrus, and he's going to be really happy about that. So the big question is going to be, will this temple get up in time, as we are going to be seeing a priest empowering it up? It's going to be important for Kenzie to try and get to the classical age at about 4:30 here. Definitely wants to be doing that if he can. Now, just to continue on this is with MetaPlays. MetaPlays is a kind of tournament organization. They sponsor tournaments, put prize money up for some of the lesser known games, less popular games, and see how things are going to go with all of that. So the big thing right now with MetaPlays is they did release a fan patch, and in that fan patch, certain things were changed, and the thing that was changed for Ra, or Egyptian, so Ra and Set, is that the God Power Shifting Sands can be not used on villagers anymore. So you can't steal a villager or 2 away from your opponent. And also you can't use, or you can only use your Shifting Sands on about 200 HP of enemy units. So if your opponent wants to use their Hippolyta to come and be annoying, they can do that. So we'll see how that's all going to go. Greeks, I do not believe, were touched in the slightest in this patch. They were just kind of left where they were at, which may or may not have been a oversight due to the recent success of Greeks in every single tournament. Maybe Greeks are a little bit too strong. The problem really, at least as far as I'm concerned, if we talk a little bit about balance while things are going on, as Hermes comes through for Batuhan, and I imagine Ptar comes through for Kenzie, is that, thank you so much for the tier 1 green machine. Problem is with Greek is you don't really know exactly what makes Greek strong, apart from Greek is strong. And we will be seeing Kenzie making a move back into his home base. He may be going for a bit of a one-town center play here, though it looks like he doesn't have the resources. Oh, he's going for this town center with this hunt here. This is a very risky hunt. If the hunt was on the others, actually, even if it wasn't, if the hunt was like here or here, it would be really, really decent, but it's in the front. So what I'm sure BatuhaNN is going to do is notice this, send his Hippolyta right in here and start harassing these villagers. So what Kenz needs, like immediately, is going to be wood income and starting to think about farming. As he's finishing off this box, obviously the box can be for a Hippolyta to kill that. So that might be what we're going to be seeing the Shifting Sands being used on. And if you've been following kind of any of my recent Egyptian ideas and theory, I actually believe that Egyptian cannot use Shifting Sands anymore on anything other than aggressive play in order to get a serious advantage. Yes, Egyptians can still win in the late game, so you can play for that. But if you don't have Shifting Sands or you're forced to use Shifting Sands early to stay alive, that's really biting you in the foot in an attempt to really do anything else with it. As we are seeing BatuhaNN now going to be moving forward with his units, looking to attack Kenz here. As if you use Shifting Sands on this, it's not going to pick off every one of those units. Look, that's 220 HP, 308 HP, 264 HP, and they're all over here. So you might not even be lucky and hit the Hippolyta here. As we do see, that's exactly what happened though. Kenz does hit that, but the Wadget gets taken down. The Centaur is still in here. This Hippolyta is not going to be getting away from this location here, as the tower will end up taking it down. But the villagers on this food are in a very, very difficult position here, as the unit's attempting to retreat away. That Centaur has got some dancing shoes, I'll tell you what. The Pharaoh, unfortunately for Kenz, in Extended Edition as opposed to on Voobly, gets a big, big nerf by not having Hands of the Pharaoh. One of the upgrades for Hands of the Pharaoh, one of the features of Hands of the Pharaoh is it gives an extra 50% pierce damage for the Pharaoh. So that's an important thing here, as Kenz is now taking off of his gold right now. Going to be going full onto food, dropping his armory over here, going to be building that one up, and instead of farming here, it looks like he's going to be attempting to get to the heroic age without farming, which I generally am very, very excited about. I think that's exactly what you want to do. But while this has all happened, BatuhaNN has a town center up. He's got his 2 town centers. He's throwing his stables up, going to be building houses around his base here, trying to make it as safe as he possibly can to defend against those possible spearmen or cavalry raids later in the game. As BatuhaNN going on to his herdables over there, doing all of the good stuff. Meanwhile, villagers finishing up on the caribou over here. And the food just about to come through here, it would seem, as the villagers are going to pull off onto the gold for the time being, finishing up on the caribou. And we will be seeing roughly a 9-minute heroic age here from Kenz without casting rain. So, I mean, the big question now comes, what do you use all that extra food for? Thank you for the raiding party, Nullus. Hope your games went really well. Nullus is, for those of you who are uninitiated, Russian streamer, Russian Age Mythology player, very, very strong player, very, very fun, creative strategies and all the good stuff, knows how to have a good time with Age Mythology. Anyways, the big question is, what do you do with the food? So there's a couple of options. If you're on a closed map, you can actually, if you're on a closed map, you can actually spam trade straight away, which can be really, really strong. But that's not what we're going to be seeing here from Kenz. Is I don't think he's even going to have the gold income really to do all too much, as his gold mine here is getting pushed off, as BatuhaNN is just saying, get out of here. I don't care about your existence in the slightest, as the Pharaoh just about to finish off the Theseus here. The Centaur over here getting pushed back as well. Villager differential here is 35 to 45, so a 10 villager lead for BatuhaNN. Absolutely huge, but still rain to go, as we are going to be seeing an attempt at throwing down this Migdol stronghold for Kenz, as these Hippocon are going to be retreating away slowly and saying, yep, that's about it. That's all we need. The Migdol's going to be too scary there, it would seem, for BatuhaNN. And now the BatuhaNN has got the damage done. I would say the next move for him is to just simply drop the armory. That's what he's doing. And go heroic age. The point of a relatively early heroic age here for Poseidon is it's twofold. So one is you want to unlock, as we are seeing just a little bit of lag here, you want to unlock access to heavy cavalry, and then obviously get heavy cavalry before you start engaging this army kind of at all. The other thing you want to do is get yourself access to faster producing Hippocon and Prodromus, because Ra players want to go pure Migdol units at this stage. And that means, what pure Migdol units means is, well, Hippocon beat Chariots, Prodromus beat Cavalry, and with heavy cavalry, you get a significant advantage over those heroic age Migdol units from the Egyptian. So we'll see how this is all going to go, as now we've got the Patsukas over here going to be attempting to hit a villager or two. Now remember, we do still have a pretty brutal Locust potentially to come here to get a little bit of the villager differential leveled, as over here we see these villagers just hanging out on this location. The Chariot Archer and Patsukas getting a little bit caught out. Those rock not being used at this point, as Hippolyta coming through here. The Patsukas going to get picked up, and the rock, you need to move this rock, as it's going to start getting very, very hurt here. Finally starting to leave, but already getting hit by 3 arrows, and it does 4 arrows somehow, some way hits that. And there goes the Patsukas, there goes the Chariot Archer, and Kenzie is going to be shaking his head saying, how did I allow that just there? And while this is all going on, Aphrodite is on the way here for BatuhaNN. He's got himself a ton of Hippocon out already as the Chariot Archers moving forward here. And we'll see how that's going to go. Aphrodite in can use a very early curse here as soon as the rain finishes. And now the Nemean line coming through. Little cheeky 1-unit raids coming in for Kenzie. Very, very annoying. We'll see if he'll get any villager kills by this with this style here of raids. Right now, 107 pop for BatuhaNN to Kenzie's 74, but lots of resources in the bank as mass cavalry can be made. You can make some spearmen as well if he so chooses. Market is down for Kenzie as well, so we'll see what he wants to grab. Meanwhile, the Chariots pushing in here, going to attempt to take down the villagers, and they are getting a couple of kills here, but remember, we do still have Locust, and the longer you wait on this Locust, kind of the less damage, effective damage you actually do, or percent damage you do, the opponent's economy. So we'll see where he's going to throw it down. This location here could be a go. This one here would be very, very good. Potential 17 villager kills there as the cavalry moving around. We see some units coming onto this position, preventing that stable from going up. As the Chariot Archers just slowly retreating away. Chariot Archers normally not the best raiders, because a lot of enemy cavalry have got more than 5.5 speed, like the raiding cavalry, and also like even Contarius to some degrees. We do see the Locust getting thrown down, hits 3 villages and hits a couple of farms here. A little bit of damage done, but not a whole, not too much. As now the Chariots are actually getting taken down. So BatuhaNN's going to be very, very happy here. As the units retreating away over here. And we'll see how that's... See what Kenzie's got going to have in store for us. So we take a quick look at the economic upgrades. We do have all of the basic line upgrades, but no irrigation, no shaft mine just yet. As the villagers moving forward here to grab the settlement. And... see how it's all going to go. The raids are still continuing. BatuhaNN still taking this game very slow as he's going through Hephaestus. I actually feel like an Artemis here could end the game right on the dot here for BatuhaNN. Oftentimes we see players like Matrius going through Artemis on maps like Frozen Waste where the gold situation is pretty dire. We see another armory coming up, but BatuhaNN going to be playing this one nice and safely here. As the units roaming around the edge of the map, Chariot Archer does get taken down over here. Now we see the Hippocon getting picked off on this location just a little bit. The Hippocon does manage to retreat away. Hephaestus in. Cheeky Plentyvault will probably get thrown down very soon. If we take a look at the, I guess, the production, we do see Forge of Olympus coming through, as well as the town centers. Osiris coming through as well for BatuhaNN, for Kenzie here. As Cheeky Curse getting dropped onto this location just to hold on. Remember, there is still ceasefire. So if BatuhaNN really wants, he can cast ceasefire and be fine. But while this is all going on, it looks like Kenzie's actually managed to find somewhat of an equal position here. At 68 villages apiece, both players in the Mythic Age. It's just this town center over here that needs to be grabbed for Kenzie to find himself a relatively equal position. As see some cheeky raids coming in here as the villagers going to be in a bit of a rough position. But the units come in to defend. Kenzie not able to get all too much damage there like he might have wanted. As these Hippocon are now very scary at heavy Hippocon. He might even be thinking about getting champion Hippocon at some point in the near future. Not quite with the upgrades just yet. But he does have Bowsaw, Quarry, and Irrigation in already. That's a lot of upgrades for BatuhaNN. His economy is absolutely through the roof here. As we see the Migdol stronghold coming up on this position. Siege works over here as well. Villagers now going to be coming in to grab the town center in the middle of the map. It seems like the action has lulled as BatuhaNN obviously is just going to want to wait on those armor upgrades. Already getting himself bronze weapons, bronze shields, bronze mail. A fortress coming up on this position to defend over here as a villager kind of getting shanked, but once that fortress is up, it's going to be enough of a defense. We see the Hippocon trying to push in here. The Son of Osiris getting caught out just a little bit, but not enough of a problem there for him to really have to deal with. As the heavy spearmen are out, the Hippocon are in. We see the mummy coming through to start getting some damage done, and BatuhaNN has to retreat back. Now, what BatuhaNN probably should be thinking about doing is he's dropping some military academies, making Heliopoli here, hoplites, Hippocon, and just continuing forward. Especially with the Colossus and everything else, as Kenzie does get himself this town center. The raid's looking around this location as well, checking this gold mine. He will spot the gold mine over here and get a little bit of damage done as BatuhaNN just in a little bit out of position, but he might be able to push over here and catch that Son of Osiris out while the raids are coming in onto this gold mine over here. A couple of villagers might be falling in. Nice micro there or awareness by BatuhaNN to pull back and jump into the town center. One village does go down. More villagers will fall behind here as well, potentially, but the Hippocon come in to defend. Meanwhile, the units moving in onto this position. The Son of Osiris getting caught out. This is what I said might happen here, but nice marker there by Kenzie. Pulls back in. The mummy now getting chased down by the Atlanta. We'll be able to snipe that one down very, very fast here, it would seem. As long as the Hippocon stop path blocking her, it would seem. But now it seems like the Colossus not long for this world. The Son of Osiris too strong. The mummy does fall as well. But BatuhaNN continuing to take these fights where maybe he shouldn't. He is full iron at this point compared to Kenzie's just bronze shields here. So full iron for BatuhaNN. He might want to think about getting the champion upgrades fairly soon, but I'm still seeing some good raids coming through for Kenzie here, continuing to hit this gold mine over here. But I mean, when your opponent's making some cavalry, it is kind of worth it to just build like a handful of prodromus, and I mean a handful, like 2 or 3, to just chase around those cavalry because they've got 6.0 speed instead of the 5.5 speed, and you can also get Spirited Charge to make them just as fast as the cavalry. As the units here going to be pulling back. So notice that the Sphinx sitting there not being picked up is a bit of a loss here. As the cavalry return back onto this gold mine, BatuhaNN does manage to spot that one. While this is all going on, it seems like Kenzie is just happily doing what Kenzie wants. He's making his trade route over here. He's got plenty of income. He just needs to get his kind of armory upgrades sorted. Otherwise, BatuhaNN is going to be a little bit too strong here. As the units pushing forward into this position, might go after the town center. It is still very, very strong at 3,392 current HP. It's got itself fortified town centers and sun-dried mud bricks, so it takes a while for it to go down as the wooden walls do get broken down, and we'll see if he can push in, take out this Son of Osiris. He gets a little bit pulled out of position, but nice micro yet again by Kenzie, keeping his Son of Osiris alive, getting the damage done and holding on nicely. Meanwhile, more raids over onto this location, hitting those villages nicely. 3 cavalry remaining here is on this position here. The Atlanta trying to take down the world by herself. She does have a lot of HP and good armory upgrades, but will eventually fall there after killing off a couple of cavalry there. as the villagers continuing to be under pressure, as Kenzie is really taking this stage of the game in his strides. He is putting the pressure on consistently and in a really, really nice fashion here in order to really punish BatuhaNN's poor defensive planning. So what Kenzie's done here is, with walls over here, you can actually wall this in completely and not take any raids. But now we are seeing the town center under siege here as Kenzie is attempting to micro the Son of Osiris in and out of the fortified town center in order to get as much damage done and take as little damage as possible. Onto the Son of Osiris, there's a little bit of micro. Nice reactions yet again by Kenzie, as it looks like BatuhaNN might have to retreat back here as the units currently sitting idle can come over and hit the villages over here as well. The cavalry are getting taken down, and BatuhaNN has to retreat back still with plenty of resources in the bank here. As Kenzie is slowly getting those armory upgrades through. Still doesn't have himself a champion or even heavy archers or chariots or cavalry here, so a little bit of a lackluster mistake there. You definitely want to get those upgrades as soon as you can. They're really, really important as the town center gets repaired back up to full. Cheeky empowerment micro there by Kenzie. Good decision making to do that. And Kenzie's looking to push forward, get some damage done, but he will have to continue to wait. He has to wait this one out, basically. He has to take the game to the late game, has to get his upgrades before he continues to fight. Otherwise, it's just not going to be that easy to continue here. But really, BatuhaNN is making it kind of easy to defend all of this. There's no attempt at taking this location here. I could just imagine a fortress being dropped on this wood line and then Petropolis coming through. And this town center is a goner. It's going to be super hard for Kenzie to defend that, but he's not. But BatuhaNN is not paying attention to the real weaknesses, or hasn't worked out the real weaknesses on the map for Kenzie just yet in this game. As those mercenary cavalry pumping out over here, going to be a tough one to break through. Like I said, you do want to be making hoplite here. The hoplite have got multiple purposes. They deal with cavalry, they deal with spearmen, they deal with the mercenary, they deal with the mercenary cavalry. As we do see the Polyphemus coming in, this Son of Osiris is now getting a little bit out of position. We'll see if BatuhaNN is going to be okay here, as he is going to be retreating back over here as the units doing okay on this position, pushing through. We will be seeing that Polyphemus going to be able to do a lot of damage to the town center for the time being here. And he's going to walk straight up, bash that Son of Osiris down, my friend. Look at that damage coming through. The Polyphemus is a scary, scary unit at 910 HP and fully armored up. Meanwhile, raids continue. We do see a cheeky tower getting dropped by BatuhaNN over here on this position to hit this location here, but a couple of units already moving up here to defend it. It's not going to be that useful. As we got the Son of Osiris taking just a little bit more damage, gets a couple of cheeky hits, gets pulled back. This is some of the most, like if you compare this to like, I don't know, Chemo or Joe gameplay, this Son of Osiris has gotten max value in this game. Absolute max value, still 190 HP remaining, and BatuhaNN just cannot push through. He cannot get in onto this position. He's going to be running out of gold soon as well, and hasn't started a trade route, which is going to be a really, really difficult thing for him to deal with here, as the villagers will be shanking down this tower. We've got guard towers coming in, which is going to get denied. Have to rebuild that if he remembers to do so. As the Heliopolis going to roll back in here and still trying to take this fortified town center down. And now we've got walls coming in here from Kenzie. Kenzie is playing this one really nicely from behind here. He's going to be able to put some good pressure onto this town center. I could imagine a little cheeky box here with the catapult jumping in, some towers getting set up. I don't think that BatuhaNN is even aware of that location. He's putting everything into attacking over here. And Kenzie is now almost, he's got himself bronze mail, he's got himself only copper weapons, but he's getting closer and closer to getting those upgrades in to defend himself. And as this Son of Osiris is defending here nicely, it's just everything right now. It's going so well for him. Meanwhile, cheeky raid coming over here, trying to finish off this villager. Will indeed get it before potentially falling to the very angry villagers that come over there to defend. Meanwhile, still no catapult. I would love to see that, like kind of like a box here, box over here, and then or some sort of a box here in order to start attacking this fortified town center. But now we've got Hetairoi coming in. Still 160 population for Kenz as his Son of Osiris is microing to the best of his ability over here. The Toxotes trying to push in, trying to take this down with the Heliopolis here. If you get those spearmen onto it, which aren't really here, one is here, they'll be able to deal with it quite quickly. But all the units for BatuhaNN do seem like they're getting picked off as more units trying to come in here and deal with this one. Meanwhile, villagers coming through to try and repair this up. And the box does come forward. It's a little bit forward, so it will be giving away that that these catapults are going to be coming forward and trying to take the town center down. So maybe just a slight mistake here. So we'll see if he's going to get these walls up or not. Definitely thinking about getting himself stone walls would go a really, really long way with that box that he's created. As villagers trying to get towers up on this front here to deal with the mercenary cavalry spam. Remember, Kenzi's got a crazy big trade route out now. It's not going to get him that much gold because it's not going corner to corner here. But it's getting him about 35 with the Pharaoh empowerment. That's going to be enough with how many cavalry he's actually got. If we take a look at the actual units he's got here, he's got himself 45 camel caravan. Okay, 45 camel caravan, the new standard. The new standard. As the wall's almost up here, but the Theseus coming in to say, get out of here with your cheeky wall shenanigans. We will be seeing that villager kind of suiciding into the town center to get this wall up for himself. Cheeky gate getting built here as well, as it looks like the wall will come down, but still no, I don't see the stone walls coming in just yet as the villager gets pushed back by the Hippolyta here. I'd love to see just a Polyphemus come out here for BatuhaNN as the Heliopolis still coming in. Heliopolis immediately going to task onto the Son of Osiris, but Kenzi is all over that, microing so well here to keep this Son of Osiris alive, holding onto this town center as best as he can. The Son of Osiris getting out of position, but BatuhaNN doesn't spot that one as he will be retreating back. The catapult still just hanging in this location here. It needs to get built, but no population room just yet for it now. And now the towers are getting set up. You can kind of start thinking about maybe no guard towers, maybe some walls here, maybe Metropolis to push in. As the Son of Osiris still doing some nice stuff here. The Hippocon trying to get onto that one. Nice micro yet again there by Kenzi as he's producing those, or keeping that Son of Osiris out of danger, taking a little bit of damage, gets a cheeky lightning shot, jump in, one shot, jump out, one shot, takes a little bit of damage here and there. He's playing it so nicely, but now the Son of Osiris, 6 HP remaining. We'll see how long he's going to survive on 6 HP here as he's just going to sit in this town center for a little bit longer. Pops out, pops back in. He might need to repair the town center back out as we're still seeing the best attempt here coming in, and now the town center is under threat by a siege weapon here. The catapult going to take this town center down eventually here as the Son of Osiris still sitting in here, and ceasefire does get dropped for whichever reason. I hate seeing ceasefire being used here because what this means is the reason that BatuhaNN has got any sort of advantage at this stage in the game is he's full iron, he's full champion, and right now Kenzi only heavy chariots. He's almost full iron now as well. So he's going to be able to get champion chariots. He's going to be able to get champion cavalry. And he's going to be able to get champion spearmen as well as potentially even desert winds here during this ceasefire that he otherwise would not have been able to get. But I'm feeling the ceasefire was necessary. I'm not sure why. He's still got a little bit of gold over here. How's the trade route set up? Trade route in this corner over here, we've got ourselves 33 gold a trip, which is next to nothing. And if we take a quick look at BatuhaNN's units here, he's got 23 doggy caravans, so it's not bad, but it's not good either because he doesn't have that much time here. As we do see the stone walls coming through for Kenzi, that's going to be a big help. Do we see more catapult? Yes, we do. It's coming through. Still no architects in for BatuhaNN. He's going to be making himself that Polyphemus there to deal with that location there as the Son of Osiris does end up falling. As the priests need to get in here and help repair this one as well as help speed up the mercenary cavalry as more units coming through here. And while Kenzi's economy is strong, he doesn't have population. As the priest's going to come in, start empowering this one up and see if we can get those villages all to work to repairing this one up. He's going to try, and he does not manage to do it. However, This town center looks like it might go down as only a handful of villagers repairing it. This Polyphemus, while it will deal with this stone wall, might not be able to in time, as it looks like BatuhaNN has just barely made his way through here. Thank you for the raiding party, good guy AoE. Appreciate you, my friend. Hope your games have gone well. As the Migdol stronghold here going to be falling. Villagers moving forward, doing their thing, looking for someone to take out as these two Heliopoli eventually will tear down these buildings. So it's going to be a long slog, as it looks like all the villagers have been pulled over here by BatuhaNN. He's going to be repairing that up as best as he can, and now the Polyphemus is in here. Catapult will be going down. Cheeky retreat here. Will it be enough? No, it will not, as it's all dealt with. Now we see the slow push coming in by BatuhaNN. All he needs to do is like secure this town center, and he's got a really good chance here. And he's doing exactly that by just spamming towers in onto this position. Slowly but surely, going to be taking it for himself. As the villagers, he's got 17 of them going to attempt to get this location up. There's no siege whatsoever here, as the mercenary getting spammed from home here. It's a long way to come, and yes, he probably does have an edge eye, but it's still a long way for him to come here, as the guard towers are also going to be able to deal with these fairly easily, as the town center is just about up. This wall going to be getting taken down as well, so no real threat on that town center anymore, as now BatuhaNN goes up to 160 of 180 population. However, his gold is expired. He's no longer building those donkey caravans, but he does have 1,000 gold in the bank right now. He needs to spend a little bit more resources to get up to 180 population here. As the Siege of the Titans is now coming through for BatuhaNN, he decides, yeah, let's just get the 4 town centers and play a very, very nice, simple late game here, or late game ending play. Grab the Siege of the Titans while my opponent is under pressure here. And that's exactly what he's doing, and it's going to work wonderfully, I would assume. We see villagers attempting to come in and take this Migdol down. There is a gold mine here that he will be wanting to grab, but these villagers are actually going to get very rare usage, or good usage of boiling oil. Could be able to take down some villagers. And the Migdol stronghold on the way down here. These Toxotes over here, a little bit useless against these mercenary cavalry. I'm not a fan of Toxotes really in general in this matchup, because the mercenary cavalry have got tons of pierce armor. Most chariot archers, Toxotes just get soaked up. Much better to make melee units here, the melee Heliopoli to get the buildings down, and the melee units can kind of deal with everything else. Small villagers coming in onto this position. BatuhaNN is going to have to be aware that there is potential for this position to be under threat here, as he does hit the Mythic Age. We'll see where he wants to throw that Tartarian gate down. I imagine here wouldn't be a bad idea, but he's just holding it for the time being, as villagers coming over here to help out. There they go. Going to be getting this one up. There's no blue units close to it whatsoever, but there is a pretty brutal spot for like a rock to drop some catapult over here and start shooting this down. So the town center here, 1600 HP remaining. We see catapults getting some good damage done, as these Heliopoli need to kind of continue pushing in. Looks like the town center is actually going to get taken out here, as Kenz is holding on mightily fine here. Very chemo-esque at this point, as not only that, Kenz is now going to be going through the Mythic Age here. He's himself through the Siege of the Titan, so he's going to have an answer to BatuhaNN's Titan very, very shortly. It only takes about a minute to research that one. But the Heliopoli are out now. They've got tons of Heliopoli here. 5, 6 Heliopoli are going to be pushing through these buildings really, really fast. The Toxotes doing, okay here as well, as the Heliopoli march forward, or roll forward, I should say, take down these crazy strong baluster towers very, very fast. We'll see if BatuhaNN's going to have the resources to get this town center back up for himself, or if he's just going to say, nah, not for now, wait for the Titan. Meanwhile, the wall coming back up on this position as the villagers try and sneak in there. This catapult going to get a little bit of damage done. Looks like he's actually shooting from potentially behind the wall, just barely here, as now the Polyphemus is going to finish this stone gate off. Barracks getting taken down as the units are trying to push through here. As the mercenary cavalry moving forward, going to try and take out these Toxotes in the back. There's the Titan Gate coming through for Kenz. We'll see where he's going to throw it down. There he goes. Question is there anything swinging around? Not really. And Kenz's got lots of resources in the bank, so he will be able to hold on for the time being. But I imagine this this town center will go back into BatuhaNN's possession after the Titan Gate gets built here. Well, the Titan gets built. So we'll see how that's going to go. Ballista goes down. The siege going to be moving back just a little bit here. This Titan Gate shooting up slowly, 3,500 HP on the way. We'll see if it's going to get up in time. Most of the time, these Titans can't make it into their opponent's base, but there's a world in which this Titan sneaks around the edge of the map, or walks straight through and then walks around the edge over here and hits this location here. Because why not? I think he might be able to make it, unlike on other maps where it's much easier to defend. Meanwhile, we are seeing these siege towers being a little bit of a nuisance for BatuhaNN to deal with. They're able to take down the town center fairly easily here, as now the tower is going to fall as well, as this Titan is just moving slowly but surely forward. He's just going to walk straight in. We'll see if it's going to be able to. We do see that the Titan is going to get greeted by some camel caravans, so you do have to be careful with the Titan here. You're going to get blocked quite brutally here by just 6 camel caravans, as the BatuhaNN Titan does turn in here. He's going to start bashing away at this, getting a little bit of damage done, but honestly, he's not getting the damage he really wants. If he wants good damage, take out this town center, for example, first. And you're going to be in a good position, but not going for that. BatuhaNN with plenty of resources in the bank, so I'm wondering why he doesn't send a whole bunch of villagers over to grab this town center. But now the Titan going to move around, realizing, yeah, probably not going to be making it to the Titan. Instead, we'll just do the thing, take out the town center first, and then use our Heliopoli to deal with everything else. But while this is going on, we see the camel caravan coming in again. They're all going to get taken out, though, fairly quickly here, I would say. Nice kind of micro there by Kenz to pull back. So he's taking a lot of damage here, but the town center might be the one to fall next here, as that's what he's going to go for. But what Kenz can do here is actually trap the Titan in and bring his own one over here to deal with this. But it looks like the Titan will go down. We've got some towers getting thrown up by BatuhaNN, as well as a Heliopolis coming in onto this position, as the town center is at 1,500 HP, or 1,300, going to be going down for sure here. Meanwhile, on this position, the town center is still trying to come up for BatuhaNN. But Kenz is still murking this one to all Billio, as it seems like the Titan's slowly going to make his way over here. These towers trying to come up onto this position as the Titan gets pulled back. The villagers on this position here going to get pulled back as well. Will we see Kenz be able to get the damage done? And he will smack the ground, or slap the ground there, gets that damage in, jumps up and down, kills a couple more villagers here, as now the Titan coming in. All you have to do is right click on that Titan, and that's the best you can kind of do, so long as your Titan doesn't decide to do something else here. And we do see BatuhaNN getting just one shot advantage here, 1.5 shot advantage here, as the fight is ensuing here. And we'll see who will end up winning, as the towers attempt to be dropped by BatuhaNN. He's still attempting to get his town center up. Now you have to remember, the camel caravans no longer are getting Kenz a lot of gold. They're going to the home town center for the time being here, as it looks like a huge overwhelming advantage for BatuhaNN here with his Titan. He might be able to even take out the Migdol behind this, as some priests are going to be coming in onto this position here. So it looks like the Titan of Kenz is going to fall, and it seems to me that BatuhaNN has taken this game, as Kenz does call GG. A bit of a mammoth game here, 38 minutes, as BatuhaNN could not finish it off, as Kenz too strong at defending here, but in the end, not strong enough. as BatuhaNN takes the first game. We'll see how game number 2 is going to go. If you guys are enjoying these games, please consider hitting the follow on the Twitch. If you're on the YouTube, hit that subscribe button. I'll see you guys in the next game.